All right, it's a pleasure to be here. I got one of my favorite aunties in the world. I hate to say the best auntie in the world because they've been so much to me, but she my favorite auntie. I'm happy to get her because I used to call her AKA Michelle Obama because she be so busy. You try to call her, it's like trying to get to Michelle Obama. It's hard to connect with her, but when you connect with her, you try to tie her up as long as you could. Yeah, she get better with that. One time she get better with that. You just got to make sure, you could get to her, and when you get to her, it's a pleasure to have a conversation with her. But I was able to get to her over the weekend, and she made her promise that she was going to get to me, and she said she was going to set up a Wednesday with me to be on the podcast. Let's Talk About It 2.0, subscribe to it, and it's a pleasure to get her here. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm a single black woman. I recently got a divorce after 20 years. I'm at a point in my life. I got a lot of new things. Newly single, new career. I feel like I'm at part 2. I'm figuring it out. I'm excited every day I wake up.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. You say that, it seems like you're in a reset mode. It's like, whatever you've been going through for the last, let's say, 20 plus years, it's like, you know how you get your phone and you got to reset it, restore it to factory level. So you seem like you're restoring yourself back to factory level. Being that you said that you was just recently got a divorce, how was that process for you?
For me, I didn't go through the grieving part. Like I speak with a lot of women, they say, oh, it's a lot of grief. It's like death for them. But for me, it wasn't that because I grieved throughout the marriage. I went through that process throughout the marriage. So when I decided to get a divorce, I was ready. So it was a lot of relief for me. And so when I say that, it is hard because, you have this person that was with you for 20 years, helping you raise your children, helping you financially. But for me, it just was a big relief. But I prepared for it. And it does sound a little backstabbing, but I prepared for it because I was unhappy for so long. So throughout that time, I was a dental hygienist and I was working, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. So I said, listen, I'm going to get out this marriage and I'm going to prepare for it. So I went to school. I got a degree in construction management. I worked full-time and went to school full-time. I would leave my job at 4. I would travel 2 hours to get to school, and then I would be to that school from 6 to 10. And I graduated. I made Dean's List 3 times. I graduated with honors, and I did it. And then, because I was preparing, I knew that I wanted to divorce, and I knew I wanted to keep my home, and I wanted to maintain my children. So that was my whole focus. And, I don't want to give the credit just to myself. It really was God. It was His words telling me I can do it. And I believed every word He said. So with that, the struggle didn't end there. I graduated. For 6 months, no one would hire me. So I'm still working as a dental hygienist. I got this dream. I'm holding on to God's word telling me it's going to happen. And I got an internship at Water and Sewer. I worked there for a whole year, free. And with that, I landed a job. So after that whole year, I landed a job as an inspector. And you guys are here today, but yesterday I got a promotion. I'm now 2 years in, I'm a supervisor. So, it was a struggle, but I did it, and happiness starts and ends with you.
Exactly, I believe in that.
So it was, I just was determined. So I'm excited. I'm like, okay, what happens now? Although my life wasn't without drama, but drama does not stop. You just gotta keep
going with the flow.
Pressing through.
So how long you was unhappy in the situation with your marriage? Because you know why I ask that? It's a lot of women's, right? And when I say it's a lot of women I talk to on my job, they be like, man, I've been with my husband for 20 years, but I haven't been happy in the last 5 years. And you ask them why you stay, and it's like, well, I spent too many years and I invested so much in it, the kids, the house, and it's just like, you know, the partnership. But the key word is companionship. I feel like the companionship is it's big to me.
I said we were married 20 years, and I would say I was unhappy maybe half of that.
Okay. Maybe
a little bit more. But I say at least half. Only because I went through transitions. I mean, it went in degrees. Like, okay, you know, this is, I'm unhappy. And then I'm like, okay, well, you know, I didn't like this. Or it wasn't just all unhappy. Oh, why is this so hard? It just went through kind of like degrees of unhappiness. You know, I'm a little unhappy, I'm really unhappy, I'm more unhappy. It just went through degrees, so it wasn't, I can't say it was the same, because we did have some good moments. Mm-hmm. But I was, you know, throughout that marriage, I was always in church. So when you are a praying woman and you go to church and you want to keep your family together, you know, your faith comes first. So, you know, and then as a praying woman and as a wife, you know, you don't give up. You want to kind of like, you know, because God does a funny thing. He kind of, you know, when you're pointing at your husband, oh, he doesn't make me happy. What he does, he points those fingers back at you. And then I kind of grew throughout that. Yeah, I wasn't happy, but it was a lot of things that I got wrong. You know, a lot of communication skills that I was not displaying, a lot of things I assumed that he should know that he didn't know, a lot of things I didn't fight for that I should have. So I can't say I was unhappy only due to him. It was because my communication skills was not well. And so God kind of pointed that out to me. And so I was fixing that along the way, at least trying to, but my husband did not receive it. So then marriage is a unit. It's one thing. So I'm changing, I'm evolving, I'm trying to do the work of God and trying to be there, but he wasn't receiving what I was offering. And it was partly because now that the marriage over, because he wasn't forgiving me for the woman I was before. I think he never forgave me.
So you figured some of resentment was
so when you can't forgive your partner, you can't push forward. You can't love them. So I think what happened, he slowly fell out of love with me. But I was still a good person to live with. I was a good roommate. The house clean. You know, you got food, and I'm a great cook, and I'm a provider, and I work, and my whole house I painted myself. You know, I'm a good partner. So just like, so you still stick it out, but he was not in love with me anymore from all the things that I did before. And I take that. I get that.
Did you ever apologize about that?
It took me a while to figure out what happened, and I still need to do that.
Okay.
But
because that's maturity too. That's maturity.
I still need to do
that. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say some things that I did on my end that I didn't forgive myself, and I got to be able to say something to you about.
But these are all good life lessons, because I know my next partner. I know what that sign looks like. But that you're not forgiving. Oh, you're still holding on to that. Oh, you're not. Okay, I thought we discussed that. So, it plays a part into the intimacy. So, I felt coming into marriage, I am, well, I don't know if I am anymore, but I was a bisexual woman.
Nothing wrong with that. Why should you be slowing down?
Yeah.
You get one life to live, you ain't a cow.
So I don't know if I'm still, but
it never goes.
But
it's like riding a bike.
that, all of that kind of just disappeared. So,
Do you think therapy could have helped you guys?
I did suggest it,
Uh-huh.
and it probably would have answered a lot of questions, but I had to figure it out on my own. And so I don't know what it is with black men and not wanting to get therapy.
But did you offer it to him?
I did.
And he said no?
No, he said to me, I don't want anyone telling me what's wrong with my
black
marriage.
man. Typical black man.
So, just completely shut down with that.
I'm kind of disappointed in him with that because that's fighting for your marriage if you want it. You know what I mean?
What?
Because change behavior, you can say you sorry, but the biggest way to show me that you're sorry is change behavior.
Well, everybody doesn't know what that looks like, fighting for marriage. Everybody doesn't know what that looks like.
Okay, that's why you
But
have to
some
submit
people,
to somebody.
Some people, it looks like just staying in there. He was faithful.
Okay.
He never cheated on me. He always paid his portion of the bills. He was there in his mind for me. So he felt like he was fighting for his marriage. He just showed up. And I would constantly tell him, I need more than you just showing up.
Gotcha.
But that was his version of fighting for the marriage.
But you know what? Me and my cousin had this conversation. Sometimes we assume that people know what their role is and what their expectations is. But it's 2024. I feel like you need to bring that up and kind of tell them what you expect from them. What is your standards?
And that's why I dropped the ball. Like I said in the beginning,
Okay.
I was not communicating what I wanted. And I think that partly because I grew up with a single mom and she was so self-sufficient. And I think kind of telling him what I wanted, in my mind, I felt like I was whining or begging or, and I'm so much stronger than that. When it really was not that, it was just really communicating. So, but I didn't articulate that at the time.
If you had to suggest two things that you wanted to see him step up, what would that be? What would that look like for you? Two things.
Two things. Well, support, like just really.
You got to give me an example because support is a broad word.
Support meaning that he did a lot of things, but it just was never enough. Like it just like he was there for me with the kids. He helped with the kids, but it just was never enough. Like, okay, you're a good father. Yeah, you'll go pick them up, but but not all the time. Like, how can I say it? Okay. Like, okay, take them to the doctor sometimes. That's not just my responsibility. Okay, take them to the doctor. Don't give the excuse that you don't know their medical history. You should know that. You're the father. Don't leave it my responsibility to make sure that when there's a problem arise, I got to figure it out. Why don't you have a game plan for it?
Give me an example of that because I have a lot of women, they say that.
Okay, give you an example.
Give me a good example.
When we were married, my daughter, she's an ambitious girl, so she had gotten a job in the 9th grade to go to Miami-Dade Hialeah campus.
Okay.
So I said, hey, she got this great opportunity. She's interning, and how are we gonna get her to and from? I work, you work. She had to be there at 9 o'clock. Never he gave me a suggestion. So I had to figure it out. I had to ask my sister, can you take her and pick her up? And she did. But then it was a matter of, okay, my sister can't do this for free. She doesn't work. Then it was like, okay, so then we had to pay my sister. But my husband got off in time to pick her up. He just didn't do it because he wanted his time for his time. So you'd rather take from the household
instead of picking
her up.
Did that build resentment?
Oh
in a certain kind of way?
definitely. Especially when my sister would come here and drop her home, and he's sitting here having a drink. That's not support. That's not family support.
Okay. So you gave one with support. What will another one look like for you that you would like?
I wish that we had more communication. for when, what does that look like? Hey, we have an issue. You know, I want to talk about, you know, how are we going to build this new day? I'm just giving an example. Well, you had all day to think about it. You went, give me some time to think about it. Okay, I'm going to give you some time to think about it. Day 1 passed by, day 2 passed by, day 3, he never come. And that was with everything. Oh, you had time to think about it. Now give me time. But you never come to me and say, hey, I thought about it. We should do this and this. And so it became, once again, on my shoulders to figure it out. So that's not teen.
Of course.
That's me mothering another man.
Ooh.
Another
listen,
child.
And listen, that's when I talk to the young ladies, they say that all the time. They say, Marcus, I don't want to have to feel like I got to figure everything out. I want a man to figure, you know, they give me an example like the plumbing be bad, babe, call somebody to figure it out.
Yeah, let's
like,
tag team.
Like tag team, like
maybe I
help out.
Yeah, but it was always on my shoulders. And so, you know, when he left the house, I was not, you know, like my best friend Sam, she got a divorce. She was, everything she was scrambling like, oh, how I'm gonna fix this, because he took care of everything. When my husband left, I was like, okay. It just was another day, because I had already been taking care of everything.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like when it came to the finances, was it 50-50? He would do more or less on you or more for him? How did that go?
No, it's always 50 down the middle.
Okay.
But with the bills, but I don't think that's normal for a man. I don't think a man should be comfortable with that.
Okay. So that it been 50% all the marriage?
It had been like that, and the only reason why I agreed to that in the beginning, because when we got, I already had a career when we met.
Gotcha. And he was trying to figure it out.
He was trying to figure it out. So he was not able to come to the table. And so, you know, then when he maintained that status, not trying. So, and then when anything I wanted extra for, I had to come up with it. Because, you know, he was always stagnant.
Quietly building resentment.
Oh,
you don't know quietly that build resentment. Quietly.
Because you want to grow. You want to grow in any type of situation, whether it be your marriage, whether it be a job, whether it be your business, you want to grow.
Of course.
It's just our nature to do that.
Of course. Plus we got the Henderson going through our blood.
Yeah.
We want to grow. We want to get better. So when y'all was doing 50-50, how about the cooking and everything else? You assumed that role, and he helped with some of that role too.
He helped with that role.
Okay.
And in the beginning it was better. He would iron my clothes, iron the kids' clothes. You know, in the beginning it's always bliss.
Okay. So what was the first red sign you noticed, red flag you noticed that was like, oh, I don't know if I can get past this? What that red flag look like for you?
When Todd went to school, he went to nursing school. He got his, he finished school. He's a smart guy, and it was time for him to get his license. And you know, for me, I take everything so seriously. And the night before he was going to take the state test, the boards, you know, he was drinking, and I was like, you have a test, why aren't you preparing? Although, like I say, he's very smart, he really did not have to study that much during nursing school. So he took it for granted. I remember it was his friends over, and you know, it was not, you know, everything was just taken so lightly. So of course, you know the outcome. He did not pass. And so me, being the proactive woman I am, I go, it was Barnes and Nobles was still open at the time, and I went and bought a study book for him. He never opened the book. He never went and took the test again.
Wow.
And so,
did you mention that to him?
Oh, many times.
And what was his response when you mentioned that?
He said to me, that was never what I never wanted to do that. That was your suggestion. I said, you're a grown man, and I never could tell you anything you don't want to do, you never do. So you're using me as an excuse.
Wow. That's tough. Did he know he was building those resentments? Did you think he knew like he was pushing you away?
No, I think he thought that he
You
had a
never go
faithful
nowhere.
woman,
You never go nowhere.
but I don't think that Todd really got a chance to get to know me and know who I am. I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna be sweet, but I'm gonna be planning my escape, and that's what I did.
When you say planning, how many years was you planning?
I was planning for like 6 years.
Wow. You working hard.
I was. It took me 4 years to finish school, and it took me 2 years to figure out the plan.
Let me ask you a question. Could he have kept you in those, even though you was planning in those 6 years, what things he could have done to make you change your mind?
Well, I was always open to change because I know it was going to be difficult for my daughter, because that's all she knew was her family, but he just never gave me what I needed, and we had gotten to the point where there was no sexual intimacy, so and I did no longer crave it from him. So we would have to start from the beginning, dating and getting to know each other, and he wasn't willing to put in that work because he hadn't forgiven me.
Gotcha.
Because he was no longer in love with me.
Gotcha.
So
did he ever tell you that?
No, he would, and he probably wouldn't have. He would say he would probably say he loved. Mind you, I said in love. I didn't say love.
Right.
So, but you cannot do the most for someone you're not in love with.
Gotcha. Wow. The reason why I'm surprised that he would do that because you the prize, you the table. So even if I feel like I don't love you like that, I would want to get back in love with you like that because at the same time, like you said, when he left, it wasn't no wait. It was like, all right, I've been figuring this out, and I'm pretty much sure, no knock on him, he's back trying to figure it out.
Oh, well, yeah, he didn't see the value.
He didn't see your value.
But, and even to this day, it's been not long since he's left the house. He left the house July 5th, but during that time I saw him lose so much weight, so I knew that it was, and I saw him losing the weight when we were going through the divorce, and I knew he was feeling the stress of it, but he could not communicate that to me. He could not communicate his regret or his grief of losing the marriage, but I did see it physically.
Gotcha. So, do you feel like till this day, do you miss him a little bit?
No.
Wow, so it's been over for a long time.
I told you I was grieving throughout the marriage.
Right. With that being said, you think you ready to start over for a relationship?
No, my God, no. I do not want to even think about a man, no. Not because I don't like men or want men or even want sex, but my relationship with God has grown so much that that's not something I need. Okay. It's not something that drives me, and it's a freedom in that, to just be free from the flesh, like because throughout the marriage I would have so many wet dreams throughout the marriage, and now that I'm out the marriage and I've grieved and got so much closer to God, I don't have those dreams anymore. It's so weird, and I don't have that craving that I need a partner. I really want to know who Keisha is, what she like, how she like it, or how do I make this world better? Because I was so much catering to this home, it was draining me.
I can understand. And you lose yourself sometimes.
Oh my God, I'm still finding me.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to figure out what it is that I'm good at, and I like, and
that's good.
Like,
I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
I tell a lot of people that I say, when you get out of a relationship and you jump back in another relationship, you never give your chance time to heal and get to know yourself. You got to go through a process where you get to know yourself, man.
Definitely.
You got to go back to dreaming again, want more, having
And
hope.
you have to do that by yourself.
By
because
yourself.
Guess what? If your dreams become a part of somebody else, I don't want to even consider nobody else. Like, I don't care what you think. I don't want to know what you think. I just want to know what I think and how I feel. And that is so freeing. I'm just so happy. You know.
You know, when you tell your story about how you was plotting for 6 years, outside looking in, I hope you able to understand that people who's watching this and who's gonna watch it, who comment off of it, will be like, man, that bitch is so selfish. Like, she was planning her way out, but still stayed in.
But I was still being a wife, and I still had a door open, saying, you know, maybe he will become the man I want him to be. Because when I got my job, you know, after all the sacrifice, you know, and mind you, throughout that time that I was only working, you know, he only gave me $100 more, and I had to make it work. And God made it work. God made it work. He, you know, during the time I had gotten some insurance money, and
you figured it out.
And God really figured it out. I didn't do any, and so, you know, when I got my job, I said, hey, you know, I got this job. I know you're paying, you know, $400 or more a month for your insurance. I'll put you on my insurance. You know, I'm still like saying, I'm your wife.
Right.
I'm not gonna just, you know, be uplifted from this new position. I'm gonna bring you along. You know, so I put him on my insurance. I didn't have to do that.
Right.
Because I was still plotting and planning, but I was still hoping that, you know, he'll see my efforts. Right. Because I was still showing.
Of course.
And I got gratitude at the beginning, but that was short-lived.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. When you say that when you was looking for your job and trying to find your job, you was interning, he only gave you $100 more. If he would have stepped up then, that was the door that you left open, that's what you was looking for?
No, I wasn't looking for, you know, money. It wasn't money for me.
Just the actions.
Just the actions. Just, you know, the intimacy, like being really concerned about my struggle. Like, wow, you had a long day, and how is it with school? And, you know, I understand I wasn't moving mountains, but in my little small world, I was, because I was still doing my part and still driving 2 hours to get to school. Like, how was your drive? Was you concerned? You know, those drives would be so long sometimes with that traffic. I would get to the parking lot of the school and have to pee in the bushes. You know, he doesn't even know that story.
Yeah, you don't know that. You don't know that. Wow. You don't know that. So with let's just say you find somebody new. Let's say you started dating. What do you look for from them that you accepted from Todd? That you said, hell no, I would never tolerate. What is the one thing that you would never tolerate again that you tolerated
A
before?
man that constantly talks about themselves and don't consider and try to get to know me and what I want and who I am. And I want a person that's really, really kind. You know, Todd was kind, but not kind to me. He was kind to the outside world. I want a man that
give me an example of that, because being that I know Todd,
he's a kind person.
Yeah, like you say, outside he seemed like he was kind, but what would be the things that people don't know about Todd that shows that he's not
kind?
God,
I feel like I'm putting him.
No, you don't have to give the words. Just give a insight.
Okay, something that really sticks to me.
Okay.
And when I was pregnant with Sydney, and when I was pregnant with Sydney, Stefan was like 3 years old, and I had this thing, you know, the bathroom hadn't been remodeled, so I had those old cast iron tubs, so dirt sticks to it, you know, because it just doesn't slip off. And I was pregnant, my stomach was big, and I went to go clean I couldn't get in the tub because the stomach was really big. And I asked him to clean the tub, and he said he doesn't clean bathrooms. And that hurt me. He apologized to me for that, but that's not
Right.
a kind person.
Is a man paying all the bills? Is that huge for you right now? No?
No.
So you wouldn't mind 50-50?
No, I don't need saving.
Okay. So 50-50. You'll tolerate 50-50?
No, I can't answer that question for you because I'm not there. I do not want to share my space right now. So whether it's 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30, I'm not interested.
What about getting married again?
I'm not interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to heal first. You need to heal.
I do need to heal. I have a lot of trauma that, probably a lot of counseling I probably need to do. Not only just from the marriage, but, from
Just for
losing my
yourself.
mother and everything I've gone through,
Been through a lot. Just been through a lot.
I have.
Been through a lot.
But what is important to me is to set a good example for not only for my kids, but for you and all my...
Like you always done.
Yeah, so that's important to me.
I got you. So what makes Keisha happy today?
Oh,
We're going to get past that trauma. What makes Keisha happy today?
Cooking.
Okay.
Cooking for other people and allowing them to enjoy it. Work is just very exciting for me right now. I would like to get fit again. Remember I was so fit. I used to work out all the time.
So you can't make time. You can't make time for the gym no more.
I am jogging. I am
Okay.
jogging. I want to be to the point where, I'm doing running 3 miles a day. So
Okay.
I will get there.
Okay.
It's just that I
You
have
got the desire. So
that will, I want to become that woman I was prior to me getting married.
Okay.
So,
What's some of the goals you want to accomplish in the next 2 years?
in the next 2 years, I would like to get another promotion. I currently work at Water and Sewer, and it's mostly Spanish people. So I would like to. I pray that God puts me in a position to bring more people of color. I feel like Miami has changed so much.
A lot, huge.
And I think that we have been pushed out
Of course.
of a lot of great jobs because we're not in position to promote others.
I agree.
I was given my job because one black man took a chance on me. So I want to be that. I want to pay it forward.
You think we can do that as black people?
I think if we just love and trust God, that we will, and not chase the dollar.
Right.
And start from even, that I think creating jobs doesn't look like, a $70,000 position. Sometimes it looks like a $20,000 position. You're making $20,000 a year, but they're moving up. Sometimes it looks like, introducing people to different careers or encouraging them to different, technical schools. It looks different. We need.
Agree.
I've been told that I am an encourager, and I'm embracing that more because we just need to help one another. We need to just say, hey, you're great, you're awesome, you can do this. So we need more of them.
We need more love. We need everybody not to be so transactional. I look at everything today, I'm like, man, just like you say, sometimes you got to start with a $20,000 job and just work your way up and just work. It's like
sometimes that saves a life.
Come on.
It's people don't know. They go into the school board. Oh, it's just security, but there's a pension behind that. Okay,
then you can work your way to security specialist.
Yes. So
just get started. Just get started.
It's just get started. Most people. My best friend, she's an ultrasound tech. She makes over $150,000 a year. People don't know that. And she doesn't have a bachelor's degree. That's a technical school.
Come on now. It's ways to make it. People just, I just think that the instant gratification, want to be rich over the night, seeing on TikTok, Instagram, the quick way, the quick scheme, it takes the joy out of the process.
Yeah, there's no more intimacy.
No more. And like you say, Miami is changing. I went last week to pick up a radiator, And I just rolled down 79th Street and 27th Avenue. I said, what the world happened? But like you say, the Spanish people coming in, they looking out for each other. They just really looking out for each other. And we not. We just like, man, I don't care. That's their household. I don't care about that. I'm up. I'm good. I just have no concern. And in the long run, it's gonna really hurt us. In the long run, I just see the big scheme of things is gonna hurt us. So I'm glad to see that you still got love in your heart, despite all the stuff that you've been through. You still got love in your heart.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because really, God has shown me so much love and so much grace throughout this time of my life. Oh my God, it sounds so bad, but I've been blessed greatly.
Being that you've been through a lot, what is your advice? What is a cheat code for you to still be able to give love? Because you've been through a lot. To still want to give love, what advice would you give someone? It's really just the grace God has really given me. And when I say that, it's because the only way you can understand it is when I think of this past year. I lost my mom. Then after I lost my mom, I decided to get a divorce, and that was difficult. Here it is, my partner. He's saying he wants me to pay him $75,000. Somehow, through God's grace, I was able to come up with it. And so then, when that happened, soon as this is all this year. Mm-hmm. Then, as soon as that happened, I'm still struggling. I'm trudging through it. I'm not sure if I'm going to lose my home. Something I don't put so much care and time into it. And I save it. And then, to hear the doctors telling me, oh, okay, now you have thyroid cancer. Okay. Then, I'm still going through it. I'm dealing with that. Then, you have a cyst on your ovary and it's not normal. And we need to take care of that. And I find out I have ovarian cancer. So I go through one surgery, ovarian cancer. Then I go, and then I have that surgery. It's they call it phase 1A. I didn't need no chemo. I didn't need no radiation. I just needed a hysterectomy, which was very hurtful, but I needed nothing else. And then that happened June 26th. July 26th, I have a second surgery for the thyroid. I still need no chemo. I need no radiation. Through all that, then I'm still trudging through because I'm angry. But then I have to realize I'm well. Mm-hmm. I didn't need any. I come back to work. I'm thicker than what I than I left instead of being thinner. Mm-hmm. But I'm still. Then I'm going through my trauma with my family, and I get through that, and and through all that, I still get a promotion, and I'm still, God has been so good to me. He loves me so much, look after me, and so why? That's a great example. So if I can't follow that and still be loving and caring, then what? Wow. So you the true meaning of survivor by Destiny Child. So
yes, by His grace and love, and and I, and it just was all just strategized because through all this last year, go with your niece Octavia, and she's like, oh, Auntie, come to this church, because my church was dissolved through COVID. It was already small, so I had all my tools were gone. I had nothing to fight with. And she invites me to this church, and that, that pastor got me through it. That word just kept encouraging me. And I just kept going. And here I am. I'm good.
So let me ask you, was you bitter when you gave that $75,000 check? You can be honest. I ain't mad at you if you
I was mad during the process because it didn't look like I was going to come up with that money. The throughout the whole time, I never had even though I was married, I never had his name on my mortgage. It was always Keisha. And then here it is, and I had refinanced in the past, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, you need a cosigner. What? I was like, I need a cosigner, but there again, I was like, I cannot believe I've had this house for 20-something years, and now I need a cosigner to get money out of this house. And there again, God again, I'm at the divorce, at the mediation, and I'm panicking because I don't know what I'm gonna do. My credit score is like a 630, and my friend says to me, I'll give you $10,000 before I left from the mediation. I got that $10,000. I paid them bills off. I got $75,000. I was able to get him that check.
Did he know that you had to go through all that to get the $75,000?
I think he didn't care because he did not think that I can afford this house by myself.
Okay.
And he was mad and angry, and he was hoping that I was going to have to sell it. But that was only but God. Before I even left, I didn't even leave the parking lot. I already had $10,000 promised to me. I didn't have to ask for it.
Wow.
So you say, am I mad? No. And I was able to pay. And of course my sister, she helped me too. It came down to the end. I needed three additional $1,000 because I was living like I was married. So although I was paying my bills and planning, I didn't expect him to want $75,000. So I just didn't. That part I didn't plan out completely. So, but I paid all of it back. I don't owe my friend. I don't owe my sister.
That's good. Do you think the check did him any justice, being that you know him?
I think it's going to help him, and I wish him well. I pray that he doesn't go through it. I hope that it helps him. It's important that his daughter sees that he does well by it and he survives. I wish him well. It's money well spent.
When you talk to him on the phone, do you have any bitterness towards him?
No, because he calls all the time, but like he just called, but he still talks about himself the whole time. It's like, okay.
Have you ever brought that up to him, like maybe tone down on talking about yourself?
Anymore. I don't care.
I got you.
Like,
so it wouldn't bother you if he out there dating somebody?
No.
Okay.
No,
so if you see him in public eating at a restaurant, it wouldn't bother you whatsoever. Okay, that's good. So you think you guys could be better friends?
We are friends. We're good friends. He cuts my grass.
Okay.
I pay him, and nothing could break this right now. I'm good.
Okay. Listen, I'm just checking. Listen, the women say, Marcus, women can talk tough, but that companionship, they tell me all the time that word companionship is so strong. But I said, if you feel so secure about yourself and you really trust in yourself and believe in God and work the process, that companionship doesn't scare me, or it shouldn't scare anybody. But I like to hear the women when they talk about it.
I'm grateful. Don't think that I'm not. I know that I'm blessed that I don't have those emotions, longing for another person, because they kind of control who you are and the way you navigate in this world. Because that loneliness make you partner with people you shouldn't be partnering with.
True facts.
So I'm so grateful that God has filled that void in me where I don't feel what those women feel. I know that I'm blessed. I don't feel that.
So you, even at this age of your life, you still feel like you the catch?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the catch. Yes, but right now I don't want to be caught. That's the blessing.
I like that. Catch that. That's a good line.
Yeah.
I don't want to be quiet.
I don't want to be caught. So that feels good. That's freedom. That's like,
You think you would know the day when you want to be quiet? You think you would know?
I don't know, I don't know. I guess it would happen. Maybe it'll happen at part 3. I'm at part 2 of my life. So maybe at part 3, I'll be ready to be caught.
You don't fear being alone?
No.
A lot of women say, Marcus, these women can talk hard, but that fear of being alone bothers them.
No.
No? Okay.
No, God has filled that for me. I don't want to sound so churchy because I'm not churchy. I'm drinking a drink right now. But I'm just so full. I'm just full. And I probably would crave sex before I crave a companion.
When the last time you craved sex?
The other night, I would use my vibrator.
Okay. So you do use a toy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I try not to, because I feel a little guilty about that.
Why you feel guilty?
I'm just being honest.
I got you, but why would you feel guilty about it?
I don't know. It just,
Did Todd know you had a toy?
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't bother him. It didn't make him feel like he.
I think, yeah, I did. I used it less and less because, like I said, I do like sex a lot.
Okay.
So.
Did he ever catch you using it before? Walk in?
I'm sure he has, yeah, and pretending like he didn't.
Okay. And he just pretend like he. Listen, you just being honest.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, if you could just be yourself, the world will change. But, we see other people on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok be like, I want to be like them. And they be like, my grandmother always taught me this. You don't know how the people sleeping that night.
Yeah,
you can say you want to be like them, but you don't know how they sleeping that night. I mean, you can see it with the Diddy situation. We don't know how he was sleeping that night.
That's true.
Outside looking in, you be like, I want the yacht, the boats, the plane.
But all that come with a cost.
They come with a cost, and you're willing to pay that cost. So I like to just be who I am and do that every day and be comfortable with myself and try to be the best I could for me. So I get it. I understand. Yeah. I'm with you. I get it. I love it. So let me ask you a question. With the kids, did they feel any effects of the separation or divorce? Because a lot of times
I think they felt more of the effects during the time. Like my daughter didn't really know what to expect. Like she's very emotionally mature, so I would try to explain, why I want to get a divorce, and maybe I didn't do it right because I was trying to explain how he made me feel, and she would respond, it's not okay to do your emotional dumping on me. And I was like, ooh, emotional dumping. And I was like, I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but maybe I was. So she set boundaries.
Oh, wow.
For me.
She that mature?
Yeah, she set boundaries for me, what I could I say about her father.
Of course.
And I think, like I said, she's emotionally mature. And I did, go beyond those boundaries at times, but she would politely, not always polite, she would push me back. And so I had to get it, like understand, it's not okay that it's a father.
That is a father.
And I need to respect him as so. And so certain things should not be said in her presence.
Do you know if he did that to you? She
did that to him?
Yeah.
We did have a discussion, and I said to him teasingly that I said, boy, I can't say nothing about you. Oh, well, she does the same thing to me.
Okay.
And so, talking to other divorced moms and, that they are protective of their mother and father. And so we as the parents need to stay in our lane and don't try to blur them and kind of like infringe your emotions onto them because they have their relationship and that should not be blurred with my relationship.
Facts. So how's their relationship today?
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's great. Okay. So, sometimes as women, especially women that have been, not going to say women, wives that have been hurt, we sometimes want to share the hurt with our children, to share, you know, kind of like to get empathy and sympathy from our children, when that's not where we should get it.
Gotcha. Where should you get it?
From friends,
Okay.
You know, from counseling, you know, from someone that you trust, but, you know, from your children, that's not where you seek it. It's not healthy.
Did you have a friend that checked you about the situation? Like, maybe, Keisha, you overdoing it. You should go back and fight. You should go back and settle. You should go back and...
For my marriage?
Yeah, for your marriage.
Oh yeah, I had one, which was Angela.
Okay.
And you know, I did get a little testy with her, because I said, you really don't get it. You know, like, you know, with people are looking they look in from the outside, and so looking at Todd and I, we are a great looking couple. We, you know, he's funny, you know, and I kind of like, you know, I'm the sidekick. You got the joke, and I'm right there on cue laughing, because we do, you know, so on the outside looking in, we look great together, and like, we look happy. But that was just it was surface. So, you know, I had to really break it down and make her understand, you know, relationships it's deeper than what he and I share. And I wanted more, and I deserve more. Absolutely. Even if I just got to get it with myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You deserve more.
Yeah.
What do peace look like for you now that you're single? What peace look like for you?
Right. For me right now, with, you know, getting my family drama settled.
Okay.
It's within our siblings, not within my immediate family. That would look like peace for me. Because right now I'm finding it with myself. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm excited. I want to grow some more. You know.
You haven't reached your peak yet. You said part 3.
I think want to.
You said part 3.
Yeah, I want to maybe take some cooking classes and get better. And
why you like cooking so much?
Because it's my love language.
Okay. What's your favorite dish you like to cook?
I'm good at everything. Wow. So now I just want to learn more things. Like, I make a hell of a hummus. I like healthy Mediterranean food.
Okay.
You know.
If you had to cook for a first date and you want to impress him, what would you cook?
I'm so good at everything.
And he said he's a healthy person. He only wanted.
I probably would do a little bit. Maybe I'll do a salmon dish.
Okay.
I'm good with that. And I'm good with just just anything. I'm pretty good with flavors and just cooking and hearty favorite. I enjoy cooking. You know, like if I had the time, we would have a spread.
Okay.
Here, you know.
Hey, I whatever you need from me, I love to see.
Yeah.
Would you, let's say, would you be comfortable being an empty nester, having a house to yourself? All the kids grown, they moved out, they got there. You looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Why is that? I'm excited for you, but why is that? Why are you looking forward to it?
You know, I just would like, I don't know, I guess I would maybe just want to walk around in the house naked, and, you know, maybe just, you know, just do what I want to do, eat what I want to eat, have my time to myself. You know, right now I'm like, okay, after this I may have to pick her up from, you know, Washington Park.
Right.
Explore, maybe, you know, learn some more stuff, you know, like, okay, maybe go to school and learn little crafty things, you know, like I want to restore furniture, you know, I want to do that's another thing. I want to pick some furniture, restore it. You know, you have that time. It's like, I think that as a woman that has had 2 careers, I feel like we are so good at so many things, but we just don't have the time to figure it out. Like, we're so bogged down with children,
Of
husband,
course.
work, that we don't, like, we just have so many good
Of
qualities,
course.
and we don't
Tapped
know what
into
they
it
are.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't tapped into it yet.
So I want to know, okay, what else can Keisha do?
Of course.
You know.
That to me, that's what I strive for every day.
Yeah.
I try to maximize myself every day, and I be excited. People like, Marcus, man, won't you just relax? I be like, nah, man, you can do more. Why just sit on something? Just do
Yeah.
more. 1%, get better 1% every day. So
Yeah, like I never knew I could paint so well, but you
yeah,
know.
look good. Look
You
good.
know, I want to, you know,
You did your
I want
thing.
to do more decorating. Okay, I want to pick out, you know, I want to be a designer. I wish it's just not enough time
I got you.
to be all you can be.
As long as you push it, I'll see. You can make headway with it.
We'll see.
You can make headway with it.
And then at the same time, I want to sleep in. You know.
I got you. Say less.
So
enjoy your life. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy being by yourself. Like,
Yeah,
man,
it's so.
people make it seem like it's the most selfish thing in the world. I'm like, no, man. You need that time. Especially if you're a person that's a go-getter, you need that.
Yeah.
You need that. Oh, man, I ain't doing nothing this weekend. Let me order food in. I'm not trying to answer my phone
Yeah.
or go outside. Just you want to do yourself, so nothing wrong with that. I'm happy for you. So do you see yourself living in this house forever? How you see that?
I love this house.
Okay. Because I'm giving you what I'm doing. Can I give you what I'm doing?
Yeah,
I woke
sure.
up one morning, I said, my guys could attest to it. I went and had brunch on a Saturday, right? And it was on Las Olas. So we was having brunch, and I'm walking around looking at these condos and looking, and I see the people so stress-free riding around on their electric bikes. And look like they was having fun, because like what you said, when you have a house, you always bogged down.
Yeah.
It's always like, for now, I gotta go and look for a dryer. It's just
Yeah.
you always bogged
Or I
down
gotta
with something
fertilize
else.
the grass.
You gotta fertilize the grass. Oh, can I cut the grass? Like, oh man, it's been 2 weeks. Like you bogged down. So I was like there having brunch, and I'm looking around. And I said, man, how much is for one of these places? So when I looked into it, wasn't that bad for a 1-1. I think it was like $2,100 a month. And I said, you know what? For everybody to step up, because everybody's so used to Marcus doing everything,
Yeah.
like what you know,
Draining.
for everybody draining. For everybody to step up, I said, listen, I'm gonna give everybody 90 days to look for a place to stay. If you need help, I'm here. Cause listen, daddy's still gonna be daddy.
Who is everybody?
Everybody. So listen, I say daddy is still gonna be daddy whether I live with you or don't live with you. So whatever help you need, I'm still gonna provide that
Right.
for you. But I want you to look for your own place. I will help you. I give you my realtor who's gonna rent my house out. She'll help you look for a place. So my goal is November the 1st. She put my house up for rent. She already got like 4 or 5 people calling. So I'm gonna get me a place on Las Olas, and I'm gonna do what you do. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna go out and love be loved. Everybody know I love my dog Prince. He died. But I don't have to have somebody say, hey, I want to go out of town for a week. Can you come over and watch him, feed him, make sure he's taken care of, take him for his walk. I don't want to be sitting down somewhere in Dubai and I'm saying, man, is somebody taking Prince for his walk? Is he feeding him? Is he getting along good with the people? Well, it probably would have most likely been my cousin. But anyway, just making sure he's well taken care of. So that's my idea. That's my goal. I don't never want to interject my ideas in anybody else, but that's why I asked you, like, is this your end game? Because like I tell somebody, I said, listen, if I get bored, I get tired, I feel like I need to go back from 1,200 square feet back to 2,500 square feet when my tenants, if I decide not to renew the lease, I can always go back and live in my house. But I mean, let me try. Let me see if I get tired and want to go back and live in my house. So do you feel that way?
Well, this house is like my little project, you remember, the kitchen didn't look like that.
Dope.
It was 2 walls. And,
Dope.
And then I still want to convert the garage. So it keeps me, this is my little project. And then probably when I'm done and I got it the way I want it, I probably will want to get rid of it.
Okay.
And move on to the next thing. But right now I'm still, we're still having fun. I'm still having fun.
I got you. Cause you know what? Now that you by yourself, it's all your ideas.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like what you were saying. When I come to him, you had time to think about. You don't need to hear those lines. It's like if you want to execute it, you wake up one morning and say, man, you know what? I'm a good painter. My bathroom is blue. I'm gonna paint it gray or paint it white. So you know when you have all control like that, you excited.
Yeah.
So long as you're excited, I love it for you. You know what I mean? And just keep going and doing your thing and keep evolving. Because I realize in relationships, if you're not building together, it kind of hinders your growth. And I never want nobody. To me, everybody's scared of things. I ain't scared of nothing. Only thing I'm scared of is somebody stopping my growth. If anybody stop my growth, man, I kick them out. I get them away from me because I feel like you can do anything in the world when you set your mind to do it.
Well, that reminds me what I tell my kids quite often. I say, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Don't care. Like, what's the worst can happen? You fail, it didn't work out the way you expected it to, but at least you tried it.
Yeah, and if it's not scary, it's not exciting.
It's not exciting.
Fear and do it anyway.
It's not exciting.
Yeah.
So to end it, what would be the one thing that you would like the people to know about Keisha that was hidden for 20 years because you was married?
Oh my God. I can't say that's something. I was always, you know, I don't know what that is.
What you want the new Keisha to look like?
Brave.
Okay.
Fearless. You know, sexy.
Okay.
Because I wasn't that. I was like, you know, I was that, but then she went away.
Was it marriage? Was it the non-support you said? Was some of that happening?
I wasn't catering to me.
Okay. But you were trying to cater to somebody else.
I was catering to my family.
Okay.
Not so much him, my family.
Okay.
So, yeah. I would sum it up like that. Fearless, sexy, brave, loving, grateful.
Keyword, grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful. What's one thing that you would like to see happen before the year is over with? Before 2025 come in, what's the one thing you would like to see happen?
There again, I would go back, you know, just making sure that, you know, I don't have to worry about my family. Everybody's in place. They're comfortable. They're, you know, they're not in harm's way. They're safe.
Gotcha.
You know, that would give me so much peace.
Gotcha. Listen, y'all, it was a pleasant. Like I say, this is a busy lady. You can hear it. She got a lot of ambition, a lot of goals. I'm thankful for having her tonight. She did her thing. I want to keep her inspired. I know she inspired me. She built a lot of hope in me. And as you can see, her energy, she's going to spread it to the world. And tune in, subscribe. Thank you, guys.